All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? When I was growing up, there used to be a word that I would hear at school, a little bit in the home, but mostly at school, and the word was nasty. I would hear this word nasty a lot of times when, you know, one of us said something wrong and my teacher called me out, and your teacher would be like, that's a nasty word. Don't say that to others. You know, sometimes they use the bad word, but the one that stood out to me that made me want to not do it again or even do it again was when my teacher would be like, yo, that was a nasty word. Don't go touch that girl's butt at school. That you shouldn't be doing that. That's inappropriate. That's nasty. That nasty word always stands out. Ladies and gentlemen, as I make this video, January 4th of 2019, R.Kelly is nasty. He's always been nasty. About 2 months ago, I found myself surfing YouTube like I do a lot of my nights, probably too much time on YouTube. I found myself on YouTube going through some old videos and old interviews. A lot of nights I just be on YouTube studying interviews, y'all. I just want to study the game and be a better me. And I ran across this R. Kelly interview, and apparently it was R. Kelly who was at that time, I believe, 27, while Aaliyah, God rest her soul, was 15. They're matching, ladies and gentlemen. During the interview, they're asking R. Kelly and Aaliyah questions about their relationships, and Aaliyah is uncomfortably, damn near cringeworthy, saying R. Kelly is just a friend. He was 27 years old at the time, 27, 28. I'm 24. I'll be 25 next month. I could not imagine, even in my sickest of thoughts, right? Holding hands, matching clothes with a 15-year-older. You were with somebody who you were pretty much twice their age. And we all know there's a difference between somebody being 25 dating someone 50 and somebody being 14 dating somebody 28. There's a difference. Y'all know when you go from 14 to 16 to 16 to 18, 18 to 21, there's a lot of growing up you do. Y'all know that. Bills got to get paid. You know, we deal with losses. We're growing up. We understand this world a little better. Fam, she was 15, R. Kelly. So if you don't know what's going on, what I'm talking about, let me bring this thing full circle. Last night, Lifetime aired 2 of a 6-part series entitled Surviving R. Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about R. Kelly on my platform a couple times in the past. R. Kelly has been deemed a sick human being. He has apparently dated women underage. He has held women in his home against their will. I didn't watch all of the documentary. I watched a little bit of both of the parts. The first part is a lot of R. Kelly, pretty much trying to justify his childhood, some of the abuse that R. Kelly faced as a kid. It's a lot of that unpacking. Then we get into Aaliyah, and that's where I just lose it with Aaliyah. Like looking at how R. Kelly treated Aaliyah and listening to R. Kelly's former manager say it was sick sometime. And they asked R. Kelly straight up, are you dating this 15-year-old? Why is this 14-year-old, 15-year-old around you on the road? And R. Kelly told people around him, I'm not dating her. I'm not dating her. And then to find out that reportedly Aaliyah got pregnant by R. Kelly, and that's when R. Kelly decided to get married to a young 15-year-old Aaliyah. They go to a courthouse of some sorts, And at that time, again, you had to be 18 to get married or have your parents sign off on that. Aaliyah had neither. No parent signature, not 18. Not 18, excuse me. So on the certificate, MTV found the certificate, the marriage license. They found out Aaliyah lied about her age. And according to R. Kelly's former managers, now to be fair to R. Kelly, a lot of these managers, from what I was told, are people who are bitter and don't have great relationships with R. Kelly, and they fell out from a business standpoint. So we should say that, right? But according to one of his former managers, his role manager, R. Kelly and Aaliyah's relationship was not always wanted by Aaliyah. Aaliyah sometimes feel pressured, looked concerned and worried about what R. Kelly was making her do in regards to marrying him. So we get the first 2 parts of that documentary. The next 2 parts are tonight, I believe, and the last 2 will be airing on Saturday. I believe that's how they're splitting that bad boy up. And we hear more information, and it's going to be more to come, about how R. Kelly hid women, how he picked up women. And I've seen stuff like this, and when I've seen stuff like this, I've always seen like artists make sure that the girl was legal. Like, there are girls stepping up in this documentary that are saying they met R. Kelly at the mall, and R. Kelly would like some of these younger women, all teenagers, and he would leave the scene and have his bodyguard, security, or whoever was around him at the time go back and give this young lady R. Kelly's number. And the way it looks like R. Kelly sold these young teenagers on dating him or being around him was that you would be a star. You would be the next one to blow. You be the next R. Kelly, right? He's gonna make you into a star. That sick thing that we all hear on movies, he was really doing it in real life. R. Kelly is nasty, man. You know what? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I tell people this around me all the time. Like, a lot of nasty shit happened in the 90s. I don't criticize the 90s. I don't call out people in the 90s, journalists in the 90s, reporters in the 90s, media personalities in the 90s. I don't call them out like that because it was a different time and we allowed a lot of shit. Even go back to 90s television. A lot of reason why there's not a lot of classic television being made and a lot of classic movies being made in 2018 is because we know we can't get away with a lot of shit that the people in the creators in the 90s was getting away with. I'm just being honest. You know? And there were no personalities that were holding people accountable in the 90s. You know, I got a lot of respect for Sway. Sway interviewed R. Kelly a few years ago. He ain't put him to the fire. He ain't asking him about none of that because Sway's a friend of R. Kelly and he values that relationship with R. Kelly. I got nothing but respect for the legend Sway, but we can call it how it is. A lot of older acts go to Sway for interviews and avoid The Breakfast Club or Wendy Williams or Hot 97, some of these other polarizing platforms because they're afraid of the line of questioning. That's why you can never tell me anything bad about Wendy Williams and Charlamagne. I get it. They got their share of faults. But at the bare minimum, they've always stood on being themselves and asking questions that other people are afraid to ask in the face of that person. Always had respect for Wendy Williams and Charlamagne, their journalistic abilities in the hip-hop community from time to time. This is nasty, y'all. Like, this is bad. Like, when my homie sent me the trailer for this bad boy, and we saw, like, yo, it ain't just a few chicks that you can't really, like, verify their stories. When we seen the trailer, and I was like, they got his ex-wife in this? His ex-wife is in the documentary speaking about how nasty R. Kelly is. Previous girlfriends that was in the public domain are in this documentary. Managers, his brothers are in this bad boy. I was like, oh, shit. This ain't good. All I could selfishly think about was like, yo, rest in peace to the remix to Ignition, freaking Backyard Party, and I Believe I Can Fly. Yo, how you sick and you made I Believe I Can Fly? Like, niggas can't even graduate till I Believe I Can. Yo, I graduated till I Believe I Can Fly like 3 different times, my nigga. Like, how you a sick nigga and you made I Believe I Can Fly? Like, what the? Look, man, point I'm trying to make is a lot of people in the 90s and early 2000s didn't hold people accountable. And that's how somebody like R. Kelly is able to flourish after the peeing incident. After marrying Aaliyah when she was 15 and he was 27, 28. Other sick things we've heard. Dude still can do a show or 2 now. For the first time, I believe the world is getting R. Kelly the fuck out of here, out the paint. For the first time. And this Lifetime 6-part documentary might be the end of R. Kelly, man. What y'all think, though? I want your honest opinions in the comment box below. And before I do that, I do want to say this. We as black people, we watch all these documentaries on our own people. We got networks producing documentaries on our own people. Like in a year span, we've had to watch, you know, Bobby Brown and just that demise with his documentary and his biopic. And now we're watching this R. Kelly documentary, right? And we've seen obviously Michael Jackson stuff, Bill Cosby stuff. I'm sure there's a documentary coming on Bill Cosby soon. I'm sure of it. Yo, I just want to throw this out there in the public domain. Y'all got some nasty people in other communities that we as black people, I'm personally not trying to justify anything R. Kelly did. But damn, it'd be nice to see a Harvey Weinstein documentary. He's sick too. I'm just saying, I want to get all the nasty people out the paint. But it ain't just black people who nasty. A man that's going around pulling his penis out, pulling his small penis out in different places, when women ain't asking him to do that, he nasty too. When he just pulling his little small penis out to pretty much get some or whatever he's getting, or to ejaculate in front of women in exchange for a role. I need a documentary on that sick fuck too. Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. R. Kelly and his music. Y'all know I have been on record of saying, I believe from a musical standpoint, this might be the king of R&B, but he's nasty. That man in Chicago is nasty. I've told y'all I think R. Kelly has top 2, top 3 catalog all time. But I gotta admit, I can't see myself cutting on R. Kelly in 2018. Excuse me, we're in 2019. Happy New Year. Can you cut that record on? Will you still be able to bump R. Kelly? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. Can you still listen to this man's music? Can you vibe out at the family reunion, the Thanksgiving dinner, the Christmas gathering to some R. Kelly? Will you still be able to remix to Ignition? Will you be able to step in the name of love to R. Kelly after what it used to be just rumors and pure speculation? It seems like now more than ever. I mean, look, all we got is the people who talking. And R. Kelly, the man at the center of all this, refuses to talk. I'm asking y'all in the comment box below, can you still listen to R. Kelly? A great conversation that I want to have on my platform. Can you still listen to R. Kelly in 2019 after this Surviving R. Kelly 6-part series hits the fan? Y'all talk to me in the comment box below. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Can we support the artist from the artistry? I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.